Hi, I'm Joey V from Victorian's Barbecue, and this is a Black Smoke Barbecue podcast.
Welcome to Black Smoke Barbecue. We are a collaborative group that focuses on different aspects of barbecue from pitmasters from all across North America. Barbecue is a culture, and we discuss topics, ideas, and the methods of it on the Black Smoke Barbecue podcast. Our mission is to spotlight those lesser-known content creators in backyard barbecue, catering, food truck operations, as well as the African American experience in modern day barbecue. Sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Black Smoke Barbecue podcast, where barbecue is not only the code that we live by, it is the culture we embody. Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you're here with us today. We're back for another dope episode I hope you love and watch on YouTube. Now, when I say that, I need you to go ahead and click that like button once you're watching us, subscribe, share, and on the other podcast platforms out there, do the same thing. Tell your friends about us. Now, we got a great show in store for you today. So what I'm going to do before we introduce our guest of the week, I'm going to introduce the guys that are on with me from the Black Smoke crew. First of all, I'm going to go to my immediate right. I got Brandon from BKC Cooks. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Life is good, man. You know me, I'm out on the road, brother, doing my thing.
Now, where is the world traveler at now?
You know what? Believe it or not, I'm in Geoff's backyard, where Geoff should be, but he ain't. I'm sitting on the Las Vegas Strip right now, man. High up in the clouds, you know.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, you know what? I got a question for you because I want to mention this. We just got back from the country style cook-off, right?
Yes,
it was real hot. What's the comparison?
So, it's hotter as far as the actual temperature, but the feels like is much cooler. There's no humidity. It's 100 degrees, but it's quite pleasant compared to Blenheim, South Carolina last weekend. But I was happy to be there, man. We had an amazing time, and I will endure that heat and humidity again and again for that experience.
Oh, man. It was so great. So great. You guys got to go back and watch that episode. We just dropped that last week. So just tell us how you like that and leave the comments. And man, we just want to give a shout out to Art Fennell for putting on a great event.
Yes, sir.
And we are sure to be back, I'm sure. Next, we have our fearless leader. I call him East Coast Geoff, but he's from Outdoors with Geoff. How you doing, man?
Man, what's going on, Charlie? How you doing, brother?
I am blessed to be here. I'm telling you, what you been up to?
Oh, man, I'm getting used to being a couple shades darker from Saturday, but it's all good, man. No, I agree with Brandon 100%, man. It was a great time out there. Some great food, great fun, great meeting a lot of good people, man. So excellent time and going to be going back for sure.
Yeah, we met a lot of good people that we've talked to virtually. And we got some eyes on them, as the older people say. We put eyes on them, and it was great touching base, man. You know, I want to go back every year. There's also some other festivals that are in store for us soon, so we're gonna hit that up. But what else you been up to? You know, you're still East Coast Geoff. You got Brandon over there in your neck of the woods. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, just staying busy with work, man, and that's about it, man. You know, ready to get home and get to cooking, man. But it's all good, man. I can deal with eating at some of these other spots in the meantime.
So, okay, so you're eating at other spots now. Now, okay, both of y'all guys are on. Now I want to ask y'all about this because after y'all left the country style event, you posted a video of both of y'all being at this barbecue restaurant. I'm holding up quotes for the audio people. Barbecue restaurant. Where was it at in North Carolina? Charlotte?
Yeah, it was in Charlotte. And I was trying to prove a point to Brandon when it comes to barbecue, that just because people say it's barbecue and because you decide to put barbecue in the name of your establishment, it doesn't mean that you have barbecue.
Amen.
I just need everybody to understand that. Brandon, if you want to elaborate a little bit.
I would be glad to. It was pure dreck. It was absolutely terrible. I don't, again, if I have a really negative review like that, it's just my personal policy. I don't name names, because I don't enjoy it or didn't enjoy it or didn't approve of it. I'm still not trying to hurt anyone's business because I know there's people that are dependent on that. But
right,
they ought to be ashamed of themselves. I can tell you that much. Putting that stuff out and calling it barbecue. It was terrible. I couldn't finish it. I took a second bite for scientific purposes only.
Scientific purposes, okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, it be your own people. It be your own people.
Okay.
Geoff rigged me up. I mean, he got me good, man. And folks, y'all can go to my Instagram and check out my reaction in real time to this so-called barbecue. And the funny thing is, it plays out like a skit, but I swear to God, it was all like natural and it was awful.
But the funny thing to me was how happy those people looked in there. I mean, they had a good sized crowd there. Those folks are just happy. Just
dude,
they don't know no better.
I'm gonna tell you, they know better. Okay, I'm gonna be frank with you. You might have to edit this out, Carl. I don't know, but
depends.
It was a bunch of black families in there in their Sunday's best. They just came from church, and man, they were grinning from ear to ear. They act like they was a Rodney Scott's or something. I'm like, what are y'all doing in here? I'm like, of all the places y'all come after church, I mean, bro, when I tell you, they look like they was coming from Easter service. I mean,
wow,
hooted, and they was just grinning from ear to ear. I'm looking around like it was like, was it Get Out? Like I didn't know what was happening. Oh, it was wild, bro. It was wild.
Man, so I guess that's a thumbs down.
Brother, that was all fingers, all toes, elbows, nostrils, everything died.
Oh,
terrible.
Man. Oh, my gosh. Well, go there, the unknown place. Maybe you could figure out the place by the background. I don't know. But eat there at your own risk. Oh, man. I love that video. I could have watched that again after this. It made me laugh. Like, Geoff set you up, dude.
He did. That's right.
Listen, I told you on the way there, man. I gave you a heads up. I said this is what they call barbecue. They're happy with this, and everybody rants and raves about it. I just don't get it, man. Especially if you put barbecue in your name. If it wasn't in the name, I wouldn't be so upset. But
oh boy,
that's all.
You know what the giveaway was? So, Charlie, they advertised on their menu board a whole cooked pork shoulder, and it was $80.
Wow. All right.
It said cooked now. It didn't say smoked. It didn't say barbecue. It said cooked. And that's just what it was. Cooked. They cooked that joker in a combi oven with no seasoning.
Hold on. Now, the thing is, why do you have to put on the menu the place that you're going to, assuming that they're cooking the food? Why would you have to put cooked on the description?
Because it was only cooked. It was not seasoned. It was not barbecue.
Oh, man.
It was cooked.
Oh, man. You could feed the dog with that, I'm sure, though. But
he probably gave the side eye, bro. It was.
It's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm going to watch that video again and again and again. Y'all go to, I think both of y'all are tagged. So BKC Cooks and Outdoors with Geoff on Instagram. It's so great. Oh, man. Hey, we got T in the house. Now, T, how you been, my friend, at T-Dub Barbecue? You been at Country Style with us. What you been up to, my man?
Man, I'm still trying to get over that high of the environment, man. It was such a good vibe there. Other than that, man, just been trying to stay cool.
I imagine. It's a tough job these days, right?
What? It's supposed to be at least in the 90s this whole week. But, hey, man, we gonna do what we do.
Let me tell you. The forecast said 84 degrees and mostly cloudy today. I jumped and rejoiced today, boy. I went out the house. I was like, I can't miss this because the rest of the week, I'm not going outside.
We had that
grass
little
is gonna grow up.
Yeah, man. Today was a good day. I'm thankful for it too.
That's right. Shout out to Ice Cube. Today was a good day. Oh my. What else you been up to, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm trying to plan my next cook. I think I'm gonna do you inspired me when I'm not gonna cut the
Me?
chicken blindfolded, but
Oh,
you
hey,
inspired
look,
me to do a whole yeah, cut up a whole chicken. So that's probably what I'm gonna do next.
are you going to do it on the Weber kettle?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
All right. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see. Stay tuned to T-Dub Barbecue for that. And if you forgot who I am, I'm Charlie Maverick. So get over to the socials at Charlie Maverick on every social platform. Again, we are here today to talk to a man that I think we could put him in our podcast Hall of Fame, because this is the third time we have talked to this great man. Third time. Yeah. And he's been doing great things in Texas. You may have seen him on Barbecue Showdown on Netflix. I'm sure you have. And if you haven't, you've seen him all over social media. He's been doing great things. If you live in Texas, you probably drove by, or hopefully you've been to Victorian's Barbecue. But we are talking to the man himself today, Mr. Joey Victorian. How are you doing, my man?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing great over here in Mart, Texas, right next to Waco. So we're not too
Right
far
next to Waco.
from any big city or anything else like that. But I'm doing great, man. Excited to be here and talk to y'all, listening to BK and everybody about Vegas, man. I tell you, I went there once about 3 years ago. It was 121 degrees outside.
Oh, man.
It was miserable. Good thing it's a dry heat out there, not like Houston,
Yeah.
where we have so much humidity. But man, it was horrible. I actually walked from Tropicana to New York with my luggage, and it was just
Wow.
yeah.
You strong too. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I thought I could just walk across the street, right? Nope. You have to walk over by MGM and then walk over into there and do that. So yeah, but yeah, it was miserable. But we drank a lot of liquor that night and beer, so everything was good after that.
Oh, that's great. Oh man, that's always a good way to end off an evening. So,
Oh yeah,
especially when you had to do work.
Well, I didn't have to do work. I was there for pleasure, but it was it was hot.
Oh,
It was hot.
even better. Hey, so I know the last time we talked to you, this is about a year since we had our first meetup with you, and you were fishing. You out on the docks? I remember that very vividly. You just opened your restaurant in Mart, Texas. So how has that been, and what else have you been up to, if you can kind of remember, since it's been a year, because you do a lot. What's been up with you, man?
I'm learning the brick and mortar business, a lot different than being in a trailer. A lot of different things, different permits, this, that, having to keep certain things, label certain things, get rid of certain things. So it's a learning curve, but what makes it beautiful is that I'm enjoying the journey. Sometimes I get frustrated and want to be, somewhere else, not from here, but just like a little further ahead. But I'm keeping myself grounded, remembering it's all about the journey also, and trying to have fun doing it. And the one thing I love the most is seeing people walk through the door and enjoying my food. And I'll walk around and talk to people, joke with them, and try to make them as comfortable as they can, and just enjoy what I do, man. Just enjoy what I do. So that's what I've been up to. I've got a few events that I went to, and later on we could talk about this Sunday coming up. I'll be with Cedric, the entertainer, and Anthony Anderson with AC Barbecue, cooking up some stuff in Houston for a backyard party.
All right. You know what? Why don't we just talk about that now, if you want to? So tell us about the event.
So it's going to be at a place called Bar 5015 over in Houston. And they said there's going to be about 300 to 400 people. We're giving out samples from 6 to 9. And everything that we have that we're serving is going to be nothing but the AC barbecue seasoning or sauce. So we're going to have things like ribs, some pork loin, some lemon stepper chicken, And also 2 days ago, testing out lemon pepper shrimp for the VIP. So can't wait to do that. I'm also getting big, huge dinosaur ribs that they suggested. So they're going to get about 30 big beef ribs, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be real cool, man. Cedric the Entertainer has been on my list of on my bucket list ever since I think probably 2000, when I used to constantly watch the Steve Harvey show, him and Steve Harvey. And until today, if I meet my best friend, one of my best friends meet up with him, we do that, where they slap each other, handshake, and then they do that like that. He and I still do that, man. And so I called him up. I say, "Hey, Q, man, he's going to be there. You better be there." He's like, "Oh, man, I'm coming. I'm coming." So, yeah, we're going to have fun with it. And I can't wait to be out there. I think there's going to be a lot of rappers out there. A couple of rappers that I know said that they wanted to pull through. I'm going to have my family there. Cause, on my mom's side, their last name is Anderson. So they want to meet Anthony Anderson, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it, man. We're going to have a lot of fun.
All right. So what was it called? What's this event called? So people can look up for it.
Barbecue Backyard Party Bash, I think it is. I could be wrong. Something like that. Yeah, Legends Only Backyard Barbecue Party. See, I was close.
You're close, man.
I was close. The funny thing is they made this video and it says Legends Only, and I'm on the front of the video, and I'm like, oh, man. I'm going to catch
feel about that.
Catch flack for that one.
Why? I mean, I think we think you're a legend, man.
No, I don't see myself.
Modesty.
I really don't. I just love cooking barbecue and seeing people smile when they eat my food, man. For me, it's like art. It's like creating art. That's where we are,
man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So y'all check out the footage from that event, and hey, man, congratulations on another thing that you're into. Hooking up with Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer. That's big. Love to see you on TV and doing other stuff as well, man. So the restaurant's doing well also. All right. Yeah. It's awesome when you try to go into doing different facets of what you do, and whatever you do, you hit gold, right? So
yeah,
very happy for you, my man.
First of all, congratulations on reaching a year. A lot of people kind of bottom out before they reach that year. So first of all, congratulations. From the time you started to now, have there been any major changes in your menu? Have you made any changes in your menu over the time? And, pretty much like, what was your experience during this whole year?
Yeah. The biggest thing is not having so many things on the menu. The way we serve, you guys know the way we serve barbecue in Texas, everything is weighed. Not everything is weighed, but a lot of the big meats is weighed and things like that. So I noticed in the beginning, I was having just a lot of leftovers because I had this and that, and I want to show them I can do this and that. And a lot of people, they didn't come for different things. They wanted brisket, they wanted ribs, sausage, and turkey, and a half chicken, all the other stuff. Even till today, I'll still cook gumbo or jambalaya every now and then and put that on the menu. And it sells, but it doesn't sell like the staple that everybody comes here for. So I've learned to cut down my menu. I've learned not to have so many sides also. So I think right now I run with only 5 sides.
Okay.
So that is the biggest thing. And actually, it increased my sales because if you were to get a bowl of gumbo from me and let's just say it was $18. Great. I make money off of that. Let's say you come in here and you want a half a pound of brisket, and then I slice the brisket and you realize you got 2 other people with you, and you look at that one, half pound, and you're like, oh, I need more. So
right,
so it's something with sales. It is the little things you got to look after. It's not ordering so much food from the vendor because they're going to deliver every week. I just don't have the storage to buy a whole bunch of stuff at once, let it dwindle down, and then a few weeks later order again. Now I get fresh stuff every week coming through. And that's been a blessing too. I'm starting to learn how much I go through every week. And if it increases, I'll do the increase through my ordering. Like I said, I'm learning a lot. It's just the little things to not go broke. You
Definitely.
grow real fast in this business if you don't watch it.
Right. And I bet you selling a lot of them tri-tips because you're the tri-tip king.
Oh man, there you go again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I cook them on Saturday. They all get going. But yeah, man. Like I said, and since we last talked, my friend that actually gave me the title, John Brotherton, passed away at the end of January. So, rest in peace, John. And then while I was at the funeral for John, they called me to tell me they sent my dad to the emergency room, and then my dad passed away 2 weeks after that. So it was a hell of a day. It was a hell of a February, and January wasn't too good for me mentally, but I got to get my head back in it because I know my dad would be, oh, son, stop all that silliness and just go on and do what you got to do. That would have been him right there. That's exactly what he would have said. So I'm back
we
up.
definitely would send in prayers your way and continue to send them your way.
Thank you. And I appreciate it. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all sending me the condolences through text messages and or DMs and things like that. And I really do appreciate it. I really do.
Hey, Joey, this is Geoff from Outdoors with Geoff.
Geoff.
We got a lot of guys, some folks that we've had on the pod that are in the food truck business.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess my thing is this: if you had one thing to tell them from going from a food truck to a brick and mortar, what's the biggest piece of advice you would give them?
The biggest piece of advice to give them is, there's a couple of things. If you're going into a brick and mortar, pay attention to how much you're paying for a lease, and or if you don't own the building, let me take that back. If you own the building, you know what your mortgage is going to be, all that good stuff. If you don't, pay attention to the lease, because what's going to happen if you do well and that person that owns that building knows that you're doing well, if your lease is short, the next year they're going to jack it up, So you're either going to have to do a long-term lease with set amounts, or you're going to have to take the chance that they're not going to raise the rent on you or something like that. And the second thing is make sure you watch your cost on hiring employees. You can't go hire a bunch of employees and they're gonna make you go broke. The best thing you could do in spending your money is try to automate as much as you can. Like the smoker that I have, we don't have to stand by it and adjust it all the time, all day long. I pretty much set it. I throw my wood in. I go check on my meat, make sure my wood is okay, make sure the airflow is okay, check on my meat, spray my meat, and I can close it up and go to bed. I don't have to hire someone to spend the night or hire somebody to constantly watch over that, because they're going to end up costing me $30,000 to $50,000 a year, when that could just be a smoker that does it for me, and I'll never have to pay for somebody to watch over it again. So make sure that you watch who you employ, by meaning don't overemploy people, because that's probably 25% of your cost is employment. So that's something you need to watch. And if you could do it yourself, do it yourself. Oh, I got another one. Don't go in and build you and get you some huge barbecue restaurant. That's not necessary. You're paying for space. If it's big and it's empty one day, it's going to look empty. You know what I mean? And people worry when they walk in somewhere that's empty. They're like, how come no one's here? So that's just another little piece of advice. I wouldn't go any higher than 2,500 square feet if you're just starting off, because that's even manageable for you to run it with just one other person. It is exactly what I do.
Wow. You dropped some knowledge on people right there. That's great to know, because some people go into the business not really knowing what their limitations should be and smart moves. That's really great. Now, mention that in the beginning, of course, if were hiding under a rock, you didn't know that Joey was on Barbecue Showdown on Netflix. I don't know where you were at, but my question to you is, did you feel that brought you more follow-up opportunities with maybe TV or just in business in general?
Yeah, it's definitely brought opportunities to me, and I'm happy and I'm grateful for that. I get a few people that still come in here and they see me on TV and they want to meet me and things like that. Believe it or not, I get kids that want to meet me. Their parents actually bring them here to meet me. It's the wildest thing.
Wow, that's cool.
But yeah. So the kids bring the parents. The parents come too, of course. But yeah, so in the opportunities, I can easily, say, hey, if you don't know who I am, turn on Netflix, go to Barbecue Showdown season 2. You can see who I am and what I do and what kind of, personality I have. Cause that's me on film, man. I'm not I'm not a hyper dude. I don't run around. I'm just kind of like chill. And I'm not going to be there worrying about it. It's either going to happen or it's not going to happen, right? I remember the first, probably 3/4 of the way of recording the first episode, the producer comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, Joey, do you think you could be a little more lively?" And I'm like,
Wow.
"Oh yeah, fine. I just didn't want to be the first one going home, so I need to,
Right.
I was laser focused. I ended up being a third person going home, but that's another story." But yeah, man. So yeah, I didn't want to go home, be the first one going home. So I had blinders on, man. So they told me, yeah, just go around, talk to people, see if anyone, how they're doing, blah, blah, this and that. And I think it was right before I walked out. I think it was the first episode where I asked T, he was cooking a chicken on the deal. And he goes, my chicken's not cooking. And I walk up to him I'm like, hey man, T, you need some help? Don't look at my chicken, Joey. Don't look at my chicken. And what you don't see though, because they cut it off, is we were laughing our ass off about that. He and I, cause T's a great guy, man. I love T. So but they didn't show that part, but yeah, we were joking about that and laughing. And, T was just as nervous as I was about not being the first one going home. So when his chicken wasn't cooking, he was like, ah. So yeah.
Sweat was popping then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Hot during the day and freezing cold at night. That's how it was over there.
Good Lord. Mm-mm.
Hey, Joey, it's Brandon from BKC Cooks, man.
What's up, man?
You've had a lot of success. And when I came down to the restaurant to see you, folks were coming in and, you're like the new mayor of Mart, Texas. And, you got some celebrity stuff going on there. Are you looking to make a return to TV anytime soon?
I'd like to, man. I got I've been asked to be on Barbecue Brawl 3 times, but every time I couldn't because Netflix said no. So now my contract is up with Netflix as of May 26th, and now I can do whatever I want to do now. So I will be looking into furthering my television appearances. So I'd like everybody else, I got to go through the casting process, and that usually take months. A lot of people don't realize that. So yeah, I'll be out there again somehow, some way. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep trying and keep failing. If they don't have me this season, maybe they'll have me next season, so on and so forth. So that's what I'll do, man. And if Netflix ever asks me to come back maybe for something, I have no problems doing that either.
Good deal. Joey, got another question for you. I was getting the research together for the show.
Uh-huh.
And I started out the same way, each time I'll go to Google and all I typed in was Joey Victorian, and 2 things. The second thing that popped up was Joey Victorian ethnicity. And then the 4th thing that popped up was Joey Victorian hat.
Yeah.
So this is my question to you, man. What's there about you that you want people to know that they may not know about you already?
I'm black. I'm black.
Cleared that up. So stop asking.
I'm black. That's it. I got Spanish Portuguese in me, but you know where that's from because who brought over the slaves? The Spanish and the Portuguese. And I've got about 8% Native American in me, but the rest, I'm black. That's how I grew up. That's what I am. I'm almost 50 years old and I get asked that question all the time. So, and then AC Barbecue, which is funny, is that they made a post that, all the black, guys that they work with in stuff. And I was like, where am I? Y'all know I'm black, right?
Hey, I feel your pain, Joey. If anybody on this feels your pain, believe me, it's me.
I had this conversation with my wife. I said, and she's like, why do you always tell people that? Like, what? I said, because it was hard for me growing up, even now, I want people to know me and identify me as something, right? So, and I'm going to be honest, I had black people that hated me because I was too white people that hated me because I was too black. And I got it from both sides, and I'm not gonna lie. It hurt me because when my own people was like, telling me all kind of stuff, I'm like, but I'm like you, man. I'm just lighter. I'm black, dude, or something like that. So that is the one thing I want everybody to know. I am black. I'm Creole. There's no way around it. My birth certificate says Negro. Fact. Fact.
Really?
1975. Yes. Out of Pasadena, Texas. Negro. So there it is.
All right.
There it is.
Wow. All right.
Charlotte, Geoff, and T, we call that light skin problems. Y'all know nothing about that.
Happy Juneteenth, people.
Yeah.
We record this on Juneteenth.
Yes, we are.
Like, what's this light skinned dude posting stuff about Juneteenth? So what people don't know is like the ships and everything came in through Galveston to let the slaves know that they were freed on Juneteenth. I think 1863 was when that happened. But they were slaves 2 years after the emancipation, happened and everything else. The slaves in Texas didn't know. So the ships came through the Galveston port and everything else. And to let the slaves know, hey, you're free. What are you doing? So, and I grew up near Galveston. So
thank goodness for the benefit of social media these days, because let that not happen again, at all, in any capacity, man. So I'm glad that that's cleared up. Y'all stop asking Joey if he's black or not. That's rude, first of all. It's just rude. But we were having a great conversation, you guys. I want to remind you that we would like you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and the other podcast platforms out there like Spotify, Apple Podcast. You got Good Pods. You got a whole bunch of other stuff out there. So be sure you do that. And we'll be right back after these commercials.
A revolutionary new grill brush is here, designed to eliminate the dangers associated with traditional wire bristle brushes. Meet the Boyer brush, which will make cleaning fast, easy, and safe. The rust-proof stainless steel spring bristles are designed to withstand failure and last for many years. The Boyer brush is crafted with a heavy-duty, all-metal design that is dishwasher safe. Cleaning your grill with the Boyer brush while hot will provide effective cleaning without bristle loss danger. With a long handle for two-handed pressure that provides rapid cleaning that's easy and safe, it's time to say goodbye to the dangers of traditional grill brushes and hello to the last grill brush you will ever buy. Get yours now at BoyerBrush.com.
We like you to meet Sweet Charlene, the barbecue seasoning created from family bonds that is low in sodium but high in flavor. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned pitmaster. Level up your barbecue game with this dry rub that has amazing taste and great color. Go to eddywrightbarbecue.com right now and order your choice between the 6-ounce shaker bottle, the 16-ounce bag, or my favorite, the 32-ounce bag, and start rubbing your beef, pork, and poultry the right way. All right, we are back on the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. All right, so we're having a great conversation. I'm going to throw it to Brandon for the next great question.
So, Joey, everybody has been seeing the just enormous rise in food costs, just across the board.
Yeah.
You know, how's that been dealing with that and trying to run your business while navigating those crazy costs?
I try to keep things pretty tight on ordering. And there's a lot of things that, well, I don't get anything pre-made. So everything that I cook is fresh or fresh frozen or something like that. And so the cost of that is going down. I actually saved 30 cents a pound on briskets today with my ordering. So that's pretty huge. And I see it going down. So that helps a lot. But I also do a lot of trimming on my briskets. So the price still stays where it stays. It hadn't dropped enough for me to change my prices yet. Hopefully someday it'll drop and we can lower our prices in Texas, because we're all at about, I hear from 32 a pound, which is where I'm at, to $36, $37 a pound, just depending on where you're going to eat. But so that's where I'm at. I feel it sometimes, but like now, whenever the cost is going down, like on the meat, and I get that invoice and you're like, oh, okay. All right. Now I feel it. You know, when you order the same thing and you're expecting this amount, and then they give you the invoice and it's a lot lower, then you start to feel better about things. And I honestly think things are picking up from COVID and everything else. So yeah, we're working on that, and it is what it is. But you know, we roll through, we still get customers, and you know, we still enjoy doing what we do.
You know, we were having a conversation, I think it was last week. We had a little text chain going, and we were talking about food prices and people complaining about the price of barbecue and things like that. And you had a really interesting perspective on it. Can you kind of rehash that and let folks know exactly what they're getting for their money?
You mean the McDonald's deal?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you go to McDonald's and you get let's just say you get a quarter pounder, right? Perfect. Quarter pounder costs you almost $7, let's just say $6.50, somewhere around there, just for the burger, right? So that's a quarter pound of meat, right? $6.50, quarter pound of meat, which means half a pound will cost you $13, which means a whole pound of that little bitty, I don't know what kind of meat it is, from McDonald's, a whole pound is going to cost you $26, $27, $28, depending on where you are in the country, because the prices change. Now and that takes them, what, 2 minutes to cook, a minute to cook? We are serving you the best meat in Texas, 44 Farms, at $32 a pound. Took us 16 hours to cook. So there's not that much of a difference. You're talking like eating a hamburger from McDonald's compared to a hamburger from the best steakhouse in the world. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. The price is what it is, no matter what. You know, you go to Whataburger or something like that. I think Whataburgers are $7 or something like that just for the burger. You get a combo, it's $12. So, you know, you have to put things in perspective for people. One of the best things that I put in perspective is you go to a steakhouse. One more time. I got one more for you. You go to a steakhouse. and you get a steak, right? An 8-ounce steak, which is a half a pound. You get this beautiful steak, costs you, man, this thing looks gorgeous. Costs you $50 for that steak. And you're like, cool, I'll eat it. That's great. $50 for that steak. That steak, a whole pound, is $100. From the same cow, we'll serve you brisket for $32 a pound. Not only that, again, took them 3 minutes to cook that steak to 6 minutes, just depending on how thick it is. And it took us 16 hours. So you see, so you can't tell me that barbecue prices are ridiculous, because they're ridiculous everywhere. People have to get out of their minds that barbecue is cheap. Barbecue is hard work. You know what I mean? Hard
Yes,
work.
indeed.
You sweat. I'm barbecuing in the rain. You got these huge pieces of meat that you have to watch. You have to have the equipment to do it. You have to have the paper to do it, the wood to do it, everything. All that goes in that cost. You can't just look at it as, why am I getting this piece of meat for $32 a pound? Well, it's everything else that goes into that piece of meat. And that's why you're getting that for that price. And that's a good price. I'm telling you right now, if you were to go and eat somewhere else and have a nice steak or whatever, you're going to be paying way more than you would pay here or any other barbecue joint for meat. That's just a fact.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My favorite steakhouse in Austin, my favorite steak is $200. And when I want it, I don't blink about going to get it. And so, yeah, barbecue is actually quite a bargain.
Yeah.
Quite a bargain.
Yep.
All y'all are complaining, shut up and go eat your barbecue.
And you more than likely, 9 times out of 10, you're supporting a small business. Because there are no real barbecue chains except for Dickey's. So you're helping a small business to stay afloat or to flourish. We all would like to flourish. You know what I mean? And we'd all like, when we do barbecues, because we have a passion for it. That's why we talk about it all the time. That's why we're here right now talking about it, because we love what we do and we love barbecue.
That's right.
Joey, got another question for you. We had a guest on a couple weeks back, Pitmaster Cheese, and Brandon posed a question to him about, is barbecue considered a luxury item? And you jumped in the chat and had some good points that you made with that. And going back to what we were just talking about with food costs and things of that nature, I just wanted to kind of open the floor up to you and give you a chance to expound on what you were saying there.
Is it a luxury item? It just depends on if you want to make it a luxury item. Personally, I think that you can have a nice meal, barbecue meal that's simple, that is not going to cost you a ton of money, or you can go and ball out. You know what I mean? And it becomes a luxury item whenever you go to get a dinosaur rib and it's this big. And let's face it, nobody eats that whole thing, but you got your Instagram shot, man. It's all looking good. Then it becomes a luxury item, right? But other than that, it's just like everything else. So, what I want people to understand is that we know it's not cheap, right? But when you put things in perspective, it's affordable, because what do you do with barbecue? Rarely people go eat barbecue by themselves. They bring a group of people. I've always said it. You heard me say it on the show. Barbecue is community, right? I said it on the show. That's just a fact. One of the beautiful things about barbecue is we can go over here. We can spend $150 on a platter, and all 5 of us can eat off of that platter and enjoy it, So then it becomes something else. That's kind of in between luxury and a bunch of us just going out to eat. So, you put 5 people on $150. I don't know. What is that per person? Like $50, a little over $50 or $60. I don't know. Got to do the math in my head, but you see where I'm coming from? It's, I want people to, when you label it luxury, people think we're high. But can it be luxury? Yeah, it can be luxury because you can get some things off the menu that kind of is a luxury item. Maybe something like a Kobe tri-tip. You know what I mean? Instead of a prime tri-tip. When you're talking Kobe, Wagyu, stuff like that, yeah, that's a luxury, buddy. But it's phenomenal. Just like B was saying about when he wants his $200 steak, he's going to get his $200 steak. But he probably have no qualms with a $40, $50 steak whenever he goes somewhere else.
That's true.
Tell us about your life back in Louisiana.
So I'm from Texas. My whole family is from Louisiana. But the thing
Gotcha.
is, growing up, every weekend we were in Louisiana. That's, because my parents, we're going home. So that was, until I was an adult, I never could understand. We're going home. We live in Houston. Y'all keep saying Lafayette or Lake Charles. This is home in my mind. This is home to them. Home is their parents' house. You know what I mean? So until I got older, but like I said, for probably until I was a junior in high school, almost every other weekend was in Louisiana. It's from me growing up. So, and that's where, we do boucheries. We like kill a hog to make boudin, crackling, things like that. Jambalaya.
Boudin.
Yeah. I got about 20 links in the refrigerator right now.
Is it pork or is it crawfish?
No, it's pork boudin. I'm original.
All right.
I like pork boudin, man, and you got to steam it. I'm not a smoked boudin person, although people like it when I smoke it, but I'm not. I like it steamed, and that's how I like my boudin, with a slice of Evangeline bread. If anyone's from Louisiana, they know about Evangeline bread. And then the boudin that's in there right now is from Best Stop. So you get yourself a link of boudin. You get your pound of, this is how you do it. You get your link of boudin. You get your pound of crackling, right? You get your whole Evangeline bread. You take one of them slices of bread. You put a couple of crunchy, crackling on there, and you stick a half a link of boudin on there, and you go to town. And that's breakfast.
Oh, man. That's good eating.
You say that's breakfast,
Right?
That'll get you going.
Wow.
No, it won't get you going. That'll get you sleeping.
If you keep walking, if you sit down, you ain't gonna go nowhere. But if you keep walking, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Man, I remember times that we'd go to Louisiana and they'd bring back just brown bags of boudin, like, because I have a huge family. So they couldn't just go, get a link or two of boudin and then come back to my grandparents' house. Oh, no. That they would send you back to the store and make sure you buy enough for everybody else. And then you start counting the people there, maybe I should have ate mine in the car or something. But that's how it was. We all shared, man. So share like somebody come by and they knew not to. Don't take, if you can't feed everybody, don't take it out the car. Leave it in the cooler or something. But
that's true.
Yeah.
You take it out. You say you want to share.
Hey, when that little greasy bag of crackling show up,
ooh,
you better have enough.
Mm-hmm.
So
put that shack elbow on them.
Yep.
For real. You mentioned gumbo earlier, but are there other influences from Louisiana that shows up in your cooking and when you're, I guess maybe your rub choice?
Yeah, our chicken has my Creole rub that I used to sell to HEB and Kroger. Sometimes I put a little bit on our ribs, but a lot of times it goes in the Creole dishes. Like I said, the jambalaya, the gumbo, the etouffee. If I'm feeling like crawfish is at a discount, you get some crawfish etouffee or something like that. But yeah, it goes in that. So I do like to have influences like that of myself. I might have some pico de gallo or some tortillas, lying around. That's also how I grew up. Mexican food, around Houston. That's, the biggest food group in Houston. So, yeah, there's all kind of influences on there for my Creole in everything I do. I think Daniel Vaughn from Texas Monthly mentioned that also in his article.
Nice.
Hey, Joey, I wanted to follow up on that Texas Monthly article. You talked about basically wanting to open up a barbecue location in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
And you really seem like a down to earth guy. You don't have anything really like a bravado personality or anything that's, screaming big city chef or anything of that nature. What made you decide that you want to go ahead and establish yourself in a small town like Mark?
For me, what it was is we have so many beautiful small towns in Texas. A lot of them, people are moving out of them and going to any kind of big city or anything else like that. I've always wanted to show up in a small town, to help the town and do whatever I could. It's a lot harder now that I'm here than I thought it would be, because you have some people that might be against something or make things a little more difficult to get something done. And then you realize, oh, that's why this hadn't been done or anything else like that. So you have to figure out how to convince them that we need the traffic. We need people to walk the streets to the shops. We need to have them open. We need to take the boards off some of the windows and things like that. One of the other big reasons for being in a small town, I wanted to be in a small town that wasn't too far from a big city. Like Waco is 15. I can drive in the Baylor's parking lot from here in 15 minutes. So it's not far at all. Not only that, but here comes drum roll. I own 2 buildings here. I'm not beholden to anybody. These buildings are mine. I can do what I want with them. And let's just say barbecue doesn't work out, I can turn in a Mexican food restaurant if I want to. These are my buildings. I can do what I want, and I'm also building equity in this building, right? So if I wanted to sell this building at any time, I'm going to make a lot of equity in it, because I've done some improvements to it. I've done a lot of things. I'm working on the other building doing improvements to it. So it's all about a mentality of not being beholden to anyone and going somewhere and doing something that I know I can afford. I don't have millions of dollars to be throwing at things like that, right? I was tired of being in a trailer, so that's what I knew I had to do. So I had to save money. I had to take a little bit of equity off of my house and start this place. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And to be honest with you, I pay my mortgage, right? I pay less in my mortgage than the spot in the Heights where I parked my trailer. And I own this now. You know what I mean? That's the things you have to think about. So I'd love to be in a big city. Hell, I'd love to be back home in Houston, but to do what I do and Brandon's seen the place, it would cost me over $1 million to do this in Houston.
Yeah. I agree with you there, man. And
easy.
I have been, y'all, and it's a great spot. Your shop looks amazing. Fun fact though, Joey is right at the corner of the intersection. There's one stoplight in Mart. At least I saw one.
That's it.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any others, but when they talk about small town, man, look, that's one of them. You blink and you go through it. You just follow your nose to the smoke. But yeah, when I was there, Joe, everything was amazing. Everything was fantastic. And
thank you.
Don't go just for the food, man. It's a really cool place to hang out, enjoy a meal, and kick it with a fantastic pitmaster, man. Make sure y'all get to Martin, check out Joey's spot.
Yeah, I enjoy having people there, man, and I enjoy people asking questions. A lot of people see me on TV and it never fails. They want a picture, and I don't mind doing that. I don't mind telling them my experience of being on the show and everything else. And one of the first things that come up in the questioning when they ask me, they're like, "Why Mart?" Every single time, "Why Mart?" So I go into why Mart, but because I like it here. It allows me to be free of owing anybody anything. So that's why. And we all know people travel for barbecue. Barbecue is a destination.
Right. Yep.
People travel.
Yep, absolutely.
And they love putting everybody in the truck, their friends, their family, and whoever, a car, and they head to look for barbecue.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. So tell me, Joey, you're a busy man. You've done a lot in your life thus far. You got the backyard barbecue party coming up with Sid and Anthony Anderson. Tell us, outside of that, what's next for you, man?
I want to be able to make more videos when I have time, to be able to post them, to be able to help other people out, to be able to do something more for this town, and try to get back on TV, because I notice that when you're on TV, people look at you differently. And I'm not talking about being a celebrity or anything else like that. They look at you like you can tell them how to do something and they're going to take you for your word, right? If that makes any sense. If I tell you how to trim this brisket, you can bet 1,000% that this is a great way to trim this brisket. So it's kind of like the, when you get older, people trust you more when you got gray hair type of deal. You know what I mean? It's a fact,
Yeah, that's true.
We got a little bit of, I only got 2 strands of gray, but you know what I mean? I think it's all going white now. Look at that. So if you own your own business, get ready for all this gray. Silver Fox.
You're in good company. You're in good company.
Silver Fox.
There you go. Hey, well, Joey, listen, you spoke a little bit about doing your videos, man. You have some great social media work, especially on Instagram. I mean, we talked before how you're kind of an artistic person, man, but you really, you have some great content that you put out with some reels, and then the pictures you take of your food, just it sells itself. I need to get. I need to get out there and get a tri-tip, man. I'm telling you, dude, it's like, some of your pictures that you got on that, man, it's amazing. But tell everybody where they can find you on your socials and where they can follow you at.
Yeah, you can follow my personal one at Joey Victorian on Instagram. On Instagram also for the business is at Victorians Barbecue. Make sure you put that S at the end of Victorians. So it's at Victorians Barbecue. On YouTube, I'm at Pitmaster. I actually got that Pitmaster from YouTube. So that was pretty cool. And then Facebook, you can just look me up. It's my business one is Joey Victorian Pitmaster on Facebook. And then you can just type in Victorians Barbecue for Facebook, and that'll pop up. And then TikTok, I really don't put that much barbecue on it. That's just kind of me playing around with stupid filters and everything else. Because believe it or not, it's a job. Social media is a job, guys. You got to keep up with it and everything else. And I'll give you the perfect example. I got Frey Ranch, right? I'm doing videos for Frey Ranch. I'm doing videos for Freebirds. It's a job. It's a job. And they send you a list. Hey, you need to hit on this, do this. So, a lot of times you're videoing by yourself. You're trying to remember what all the points that they want you to hit on. And after that, then you got to go and edit it. And thanks to a lot of programs these days, they will kind of guide you through editing. I know how to edit on the original editing tools, but the new ones now with the apps, man, it'll guide you through things, and they have templates you can follow, and then just drop your videos in there, and then you can adjust your videos, adjust the lighting, do all kind of things. So, if anyone wants to up their game, I think one of the ones was Video Leap, an app called Video Leap. And just, you can take, let's just say, for instance, you take 3 videos of something, of a tri-tip. You go into Video Leap and it'll ask you, how many videos do you want to upload? Do you want a trending template and things like that? You plug it all in. It'll give you an example of what you can download and keep. Or you can adjust the coloring, adjust the sound, add music. You can do whatever you want to do. So, I highly suggest anyone do it, and it's gonna make everything you do spectacular, even better than it is now. AI is a monster, man. It's a beast. So it's a beast. kind of worried about it, but but people thought the same way with compute, man. They were worried about compute.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, because that AI does take a little bit of work out of it. We see it in some of the editing that we do on videos as well. But Joey, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, look, at this point, you're a friend of the show, man. Like I said, it's, anytime you're welcome to come back. Just shoot us a holler or a text, man, because we always get something out of the conversation that you bring, man. But we definitely appreciate having you on.
Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. I love conversating with y'all, whether it's here, whether it's on social media, in person, wherever, man. I love talking barbecue. And like I said, I have no secrets. Billy Durney told me one time, secrets are for suckers. And I believe that 100%. I have nothing to hide from you. You're not my competition. I'm my own competition. If I fail, I learn something from failing, and I move on and continue to do what I do and just make it that much better, because we don't learn from our success. We learn from our failures. And the more we fail, the more we're going to learn.
Yes, Good deal. Good deal. Next, we're going to go to T from T-Dub Barbecue. T, you want to tell everybody where they can find you at?
You can find me at tdub.bbq on all the socials, YouTube, and if you're into poetry, you can find me at the Brown Sugar Cafe.
Good deal. Brandon from BKC Cooks, where can they find you in the luxurious Maine at?
You can find me in this luxurious Maine. Y'all going to get a little bit of it. I ain't stingy. Y'all can all get a little taste of it. You understand? Y'all can find us at BKC Cooks all over the place, except for the Twitter X-Bird joint. We don't do that, but everywhere else, look for BKC Cooks, and we will be there.
Good deal. Good deal. I'll cover myself next, and I'll swing it to Charlie. I'm Geoff from Outdoors with Geoff, and you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and yes, you can still find me on Black Planet. Hasn't been as successful as I thought it would be. I'm up to about 6 followers right now.
Yeah,
people really aren't talking about barbecue, but we're gonna bring this on back.
We're gonna bring music back on your page yet?
I ain't even gonna get into that, Charlie. I'm just trying to get some barbecue pictures up there.
I think you're gonna lose this battle, Joe. I think you're gonna lose this battle.
I'm as stubborn as a mule, man. I'm gonna make it work.
Man, send me a request. I'll get on with you.
Okay. Look, it'll be all 16 of us up there soon. Watch.
That's right. It only takes one man to make a difference.
There you go. But Charlie, where can they find you at, sir?
Everywhere on the socials at Charlie Maverick, Facebook. I'm on X. That sounds terrible. I needed to go back to Twitter because y'all going to be thinking, y'all don't know what that is. A certain age or whatever, and y'all gonna think we on drugs. No. I'm on Twitter a little bit here and there, sometimes, not much. But you can find me in the comments on Black Smoke Barbecue podcast on YouTube. You can find me and Geoff. Well, we share the love, share the love on social media under that account and interact with T-Dub Barbecue and Brandon from BKC Cooks on the socials as well with the commenting. We love to talk to you folks out there. We know you appreciate us bringing these stories, and we will continue to bring you great conversations related to barbecue. Man, it's been great having this conversation with you, Mr. Victorian, once again. We're going to put you in the all-star. You are the legend. Yes, sir.
Black.
Make sure
black.
Right.
So the SEO pick it up on Google.
Hey, I just wanted to point out, if you guys like to talk about Star Wars related shows, follow Joey Victorian on Facebook, especially in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, we love having a conversation with you, sir. I hope we have you back quick and often. And don't you guys forget, because I know sometimes you do, go ahead and like that button, click it right there. You see it, click it. And then you hit the subscribe button. It's over on the other side. Do that. Then tell your friends there's a share button. Go send it to your mama, your father, your sister, all your friends. everybody out of school for the summer, unless you didn't do so well. I'm sorry, but you share it with the people. Share it with the people. If they're in summer school, they want to listen to something. All right. So do that. Follow us on social media. Greasy Granny. Yes.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Throwback.
Yes.
And I hope you had a great celebration on Juneteenth. Never forget. But until next time, great people. This has been the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, and we are out.